After 6 years of missing in action, Jack's back in Full Moon Entertainment's action-packed sequel to the cult classic Trancers, Trancers 2.
Well, the first Trancers is basically a story of a future cop who comes to modern-day L.A. to chase a criminal by the name of Whistler, and in that chase, he falls in love with this girl named Lena, played by a fine young actress by the name of Helen Hunt. She and Jack Death pursue this bad guy through modern-day L.A. It's sort of a film noir type tribute to the Sam Spade, Dashiell Hammett character and the Raymond Chandler Philip Marlowe character, all a little bit of Blade Runner in there. Yeah, little Blade Runner. Whoa, sorry. I had a big cup of espresso before this interview started.
As a matter of fact, the entire cast from the original Trancers returns. Telma Hopkins of the popular TV series Family Matters reprises the role of Raines and is happy to be back in the Trancers fold.
It is a crazy cast of characters, but I think it's becoming like family. It's something we can look forward to. It's something we know. So I think it's always nice to come back to a film or a show where you know people and you have that camaraderie. You don't have to get to know someone. It takes some of the nervous tension out of it. And it's fun to come back and see what you're up to. And we're up to a lot. Thanks, guys.
Those guys are the writers of the original Trancers, Paul DeMeo and Danny Bilson, who have since moved on to other things.
We do the show The Flash. We're the executive producers of The Flash, which is a full-time job, and we made The Rocketeer for Disney.
Trancers was the, I think, the second script we wrote for Charlie, but actually the first one filmed, and it was the first movie of ours that was ever made from one of our scripts.
Megan Ward plays Alice Stillwell, Jack's wife from the future. Although new to the Trancers cast, Megan is a familiar face to Full Moon fans.
Well, I've worked with Full Moon before. I did a picture called Crash and Burn, and I will be doing another film actually called Arcade. It's going to be directed by Albert Pune.
Welcome to old California, Alice. I'm your husband, Jack Death.
Oh my God, Jack, it is you. The only man I ever had sex with.
Wasn't that bad?
It feels like a big party. Everybody is in a great mood, and Tim is a lot of fun to work with, and so is Helen. It sort of helps the characters, I think, that I am the new kid, because that's how Alice is in the story. And it puts that challenge there as well.
You belong in a green world.
Another new addition to the cast is Richard Lynch, who plays the evil environmentalist, Dr. E.D. Wardo.
She needs special care. I'm going to transfer her to a place where I can give her all the care she needs.
Well, I think Wardo is your stereotypical despot. You know, he's looking to control the world. He is the antagonist in the film. I tried to bring some different, a different approach to him in a sense. He's a very eccentric character, Wardo. I stole a few things from the late Howard Hughes.
Aiding Dr. Wardo in his dastardly deeds are former James Bond girl Martine Beswick and a veteran of many Charles Band films, Jeffrey Combs.
It first started with actually Ghoulies, which I auditioned for, but I didn't get. But a year later, Reanimator came along, and Pip and the Pendulum. I think I've done 5 or 6 films for Charlie. I'm very proud to say.
It's going to make a good trance.
One has to have a great deal of sense of humor to have a resume like mine. Except that I did start in the Bond films. Who's sexier? Jack Death or James Bond? It's hard. It's really hard. I'm on the line, so I think maybe I'll refrain.
Another team in the film, although you will never see them on screen at the same time, is Art LaFleur and Alison Croft, who share the role of
McNulty.
Back down the line in 1985. You don't know what it was like the last time, waking up in the body of a 9-year-old girl. I go back into the future, into the past, and all of a sudden there are certain things that I have now that then I don't have. You know what I mean? Like when you have an itch and you go to scratch it and it ain't there. Anyway.
Hey, Jack. Vacation's over, Jack. Time to get off your butt and go back to work.
Hey, Elena. Nice robe.
It's great to actually be a guide, you know what I mean?
Picture, yeah.
Biff Maynard returns to his role of Hap Ashby, the ex-baseball star who can't resist the urge to play one final game.
Well, actually, the first one was a bottle ball game, was what that was. I was throwing 50 strikes in a row with bottles in the basement. This one, I'm throwing a baseball and drinking 50 bottles in a row.
The character of Lena, played again by Helen Hunt, graduates from punk rocker to computer whiz and true woman of the 90s.
If I catch you kissing that teenager again, I'll kick your ass.
That's the best thing about coming back after that long, is that you know everybody so well. You know, I hate the first day of shooting of a movie where everyone's getting to know each other and you're stepping on each other's toes.
To carry on with that warm feeling on the set, many family members did guest stints in Trancers 2. Tim Thomerson's brother and father. Helen Hunt's father.
Got any relish to put on this?
Oh yeah, right in here.
Hey, I'm on a health kick.
The director's father.
Got any chili?
The director's mother-in-law and mother.
Don't worry, ladies. They're biodegradable.
I'm out of here!
Going beyond nepotism, Sonny Carl Davis, a.k.a. Rabbit, had his role tailor-made for him by the writer of Trancers 2.
A friend of mine, Jackson Barr, was writing this role. Then he thought of me at my insistence and kind of tweaked it a little bit more toward a happy-go-lucky guy that is not really crazy, but everybody thinks he is.
How many crazy people do you know making $63 a week?
One of the more humorous elements of Trancers 2 are Jack Death's two wives.
Lena, don't jump to conclusions.
You're the one doing all the jumping, Jack.
Why does she keep butting in on us?
Ladies, please.
No, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. That's the reason I carry this. Ain't nobody gonna get a hold of my women, by God. Neither Whistler nor any of them two-bit Trancers, no. Sorry.
As for the director and producer of Trancers 2, Charles Band.
Well, first of all, that's a psychological question, and psychology is a subject that I really know nothing about, probably due to an anal retentive attraction repulsion syndrome that I suffered as a neglected hyperactive youth.
Charlie Band, Chaz Band, CB, the El Regista, King Fist, Numero Uno. And is a real easy mellow director to work with, which is a bonus to be on a set where there's not some guy screaming and yelling. And brilliant young man. But anyway, that was Charlie Band, ladies and gentlemen.
Seems to be a real group of young, vibrant filmmakers who are doing their own thing, and I like that. I like being part of that.
Oh, this is gushing. This is oozing out of every pore. Hey, there's a movie.
Charlie is great, and it's a very comfortable set, and he's encouraging. Instead of putting restrictions on the actor and the crew, he lets them bring out what's natural to them.
That's very fun.
Cut! Cut!
Action, everyone! Pow, pow, pow!
Jack's back, and on the Trancer attack in Trancers 2 from Full Moon Entertainment.
My first film was in 1982 called The Sword and the Sorcerer, and so in the last 9 years it's been pretty busy. I've done a lot of action, adventure, and fantasy primarily, and looking forward to maybe moving into more comedy, and I like thrillers. I really want to do a thriller. Well, Dollman's really interesting because the fact that you don't really normally see like a Lethal Weapon or a you know, sort of a Terminator type movie where your hero is 13 inches tall, and yet asked to do all the same types of action and blow villains away and chase, big chases and stunts. And I think the juxtaposition of a 13-inch Dirty Harry Schwarzenegger type in in a land where everybody is quite a bit taller and bigger than he is, and where he faces those obstacles of being small, I think it was very humorous and really entertaining. Tim Thomerson plays Dollman, who you've just seen in Trancers, and he's great. It's a different side to Tim. He plays it. He's actually kind of the straight man to all the craziness around him. That's what makes it. That's really where the humor comes from, is the fact that you have this guy who's very focused, who's very professional, who's very, very intent and intense on doing what he thinks is right, and he's dealt constantly. He's having to deal with situations that are way out of his control and very absurd. And Tim did a great job of playing off of those situations. It was very difficult because you have to remember, because he's 13 inches tall, he can't play actually to the situations. He has to pretend, what's happening in front of him. Same with the other actors. They all had to pretend that Tim was there at 13 inches. So it's quite a challenge, I think, for all the actors. I enjoy the process of making movies enormously and hope to continue.
Do you remember that time we went after Whistler in New Chicago?
And we see those fighting Trancers. I can't do this.
Well, we tried. If they tried, they tried.
So that's how they do it.
You notice the radio? Really sorry, man.
So what am I supposed to do? Just take a powder? Alice, do I look like someone who's got...
So that's how they do it. Easy enough.
You notice the radio van on the lintel? I missed my hair color there. Got my Schmelman.
Hatch down the door.
What?
Thank you for joining us, Dr. Wardo. Hopefully in the future we'll... Okay.
Look, you creep. I have no idea what I'm supposed to say to you next. Can we start over?
They've got Lena, man. And it's a bummer. No, okay, wait. Hi. Have you seen this chick? This wool? This skirt?
Yeah, she was in here. But she left about half an hour ago with a couple of those guys who are always hanging around.
Green Room guys?
Yeah, I thought she was working with them.
Jack Death's wife? How do I know he's over there already? Don't do that. Don't do that again.
Oh, shit. Sorry. The mission has to come first. You know that, McNulty.
She's your wife.
Everybody's my wife.
The Nazis thought they held the world's strings. But Andre Toulon didn't need wires to make death move.
Herr Toulon has developed a method of animating his puppets without string. It's as if they were alive.
If Stein is even half right, this could be very important to my work.
This is one of the puppets I was telling you about.
No!
Elsa, take what you want, you bastards, and get out of here.
That would be you, puppeteer. Put him into the second car, take him to Gestapo headquarters, and puts the toys in with the toy maker.